the truth be told, if they're looking to reinforce the wide receiver class, they have to do it in free agency. You have a 37-year-old quarterback. You're not going to bring in a rookie receiver for that receiver to have to get acclimated to the NFL, have to get acclimated to the system. You're going to bring in a guy who already understands how to be a pro to keep Eli Manning's career on life support, which is what the Giants have to do for the next 2 years. They got to keep his career on life support. They don't have an option.
But here's the other problem that you're going to run into is that Odell Beckham Jr. is a free agent next year.
Sure. Yep.
And he wants $25 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to get $25 million a year, but he's probably going to get 20. Seriously?
No.
His agent insists it wasn't him, but he happened to be in the exact same town where the other video was shot and getting absolutely drilled in the head by a massive right hook.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. It came out. That's why I said the 2 videos that came out in the last 10 days.
Wow.
So he's, but at the same time, you're not going to cut him.
No.
So what do you do?
Well, you hope he gets the Justin Blackman treatment and gets put on the commissioner's exemption list, and he doesn't cost you anything against the cap. That's what you're hoping for.
That's what you're hoping for.
That's what you're hoping for.
So the Giants are essentially leaking this information about him.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. Save us from cap hell. But the other thing is that, I mean, then if you're the Giants, does that even give you more, not potential, but does it give you more reason to trade out of 2? Just say, for instance, if you can get 12 and 22 from the Buffalo Bills, do you then take a Calvin Ridley at 12 to help your receiving core?
Isn't that crazy when you look
22?
at the wide receivers and you see wide receivers tumbling outside the top 10? 5 years ago, that wasn't even an option.
No, but the problem is that if you look, though, the last 5 or 6 years, though, rookie wide receivers do not make an impact.
No.
At all.
No.
They just don't.
No.
Ross, Davis,
Yeah.
Ross didn't have a catch till week, 9?
Watkins.
Because he was hurt.
Davis was hurt most of the season.
Even the kid from Tennessee last year.
Corey Davis, yeah.
Corey
Mike Williams didn't have any impact.
No, he didn't play last year, did he?
Yeah, he did.
Until week 13 or 14, though?
Yeah, it was the end of season.
I mean, you've got these kids just don't make an impact.
Right.
Honestly, it seems like the majority of them don't make big impacts until they're ending their rookie contract.
Well, gee, I wonder what that's for.
Yeah, right? I mean, you just don't have the impact from these guys.
No. No.
They're just not there. So, yeah, I mean, you're almost better off not wasting a pick on a rookie wide receiver. Let some other team groom him and then steal him.
Well, let's examine that for the Bills then, right? So you say if the Giants trade down, they'll grab Ridley at 12. What would stop the Bills from grabbing Ridley at 12?
Nothing.
The Bills have done literally nothing to reinforce their wide receiver group.
But
in the
here's the
offseason.
problem that would stop you from grabbing Ridley at 12. Who's going to throw him the ball?
Who cares?
Well,
Who cares?
you can't have skill position players without somebody to get the ball to the skill position players.
Uh-oh. Don't jump in the back seat.
Uh-oh. Here we
Do
go.
not do it.
Here we go.
This was coming. I always knew this was coming.
Yeah, no.
This fight is coming.
if your fear is we're not going to draft a wide receiver because we don't have anybody to throw him the football, that's not a valid argument, though. You're still throwing the football 25 times a game.
But then why did you just not sign one in free agency?
Well, exactly. But that's the point. Is the Bills haven't made any moves as far as even bringing in any wide receivers. They've signed 0 wide receivers.
Well, not only that, you
0.
lost.
Mm-hmm.
Deontay Thomas signs with the Cowboys for $2.5 million.
I don't really see him as this. I was fine to let him walk. We pulled him off the trash heap. He was a ghost when we had no wide receiver depth. He was a ghost. The only thing he did was run and go. If he couldn't run and go, he couldn't catch the ball.
Well, we still have no wide receiver depth.
And the thing he was brought in for
was kick returns.
No, kick returns, but he was brought in because of the comfort level he had working in Baltimore with Tyrod. There's no more Tyrod.
Nope.
So it doesn't. He serves very little to your team.
True, but the most memorable catch he had last year wasn't even with Tyrod.
Right, because he was the only guy in the team that could run and go.
But that's my point, though, is that you had the worst receiving core in football already.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Somehow you are worse.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You have wide receivers in Zay Bath Salt Jones, who
It's not been
Too
confirmed.
soon?
Let it marinate a week at least, Rich.
But here's my problem. You got Zay Jones, who's a possession guy. You've got Kelvin Benjamin, who's a possession guy.
Yeah.
You had Jordan Matthews, who was a possession guy, but you don't even have that. You have nothing. You have 2 healthy wide receivers on this roster.
Mm-hmm. And one of them is Brandon O'Reilly.
Oh, 3.
With the depth that the Bills had at wide receiver and the problems they had, the fact that he couldn't even see the field tells you a lot about what the team actually thinks of him. But that's the problem, is if they're going to depend on the undrafted free agents to fill out their wide receiver group, they're barking up the wrong tree.
Oh, 100%.
They're barking up the wrong tree.
But even if you're depending on the draft, I just don't see why. They're not going to help you. Your best bet was seriously to go after Alan Hearns or someone. Talk to Sammy, but that contract that he got was just ridiculous. I don't.
Well, obviously the cheapest option for any team is to try to build through the draft. If there are some picks that the Buffalo Bills end up retaining, or if they think they're not going to trade, if they're fine where they are, I'm just saying, if they think they're fine where they are, listen, we could go second and third round with these wide receivers that we've scouted that nobody knows about. They fit in our system. They're great. We're going to put them right. They're plug and play guys that, because you hear about Ridley. Then who? It's like the Barkley discussion.
Mistake.
Yeah, but Dable is in Buffalo now. So if Ridley, that's either going to be a reason they draft Ridley or a reason they don't.
They don't. Precisely.
If they skip on him, if they stay at 12 and skip on him at 12,
that's a big problem. Every team in the NFL
he may
should take
fall
notice.
to 22.
Every team in the NFL should take notice.
Here's my concern, though, is if you stay at 12 and draft a wide receiver, Brandon Beane should pack his office that day.
Listen, if Pace still has a job in Chicago, then Beane's all right for a while.
The only reason Pace does is because he just drafted a rookie quarterback, and they're going to give him 2 years to see if he can produce.
Gee, we haven't seen that theory put into practice here before.